interesting part that I really found about you is over the course of last semester at Duke, we've had a management class where all of us had to define like our purpose, our leadership philosophy. It opened my perspective a lot because I had to reflect on my life, my values, my childhood, and to come out with like that leadership philosophy which I can inspire people when I lead a team. I've seen like a lot of your LinkedIn posts where you also promote the same. I wanted to know from you, how has defining a purpose in your life for yourself impacted like the way you live, the things you do?
I spend a lot of time like reflecting and actually going deep into like what does purpose mean. Everybody feels it differently. For everybody it's a different thing. I spend a lot of time, and I actually read a couple of books that helped me. One was Abundance, and Abundance was a great book talking about how the world is actually abundant. A lot of people think about the world's ending, we're losing resources and things like that. Actually, Abundance showed about the potential, positive potential. And then there was the other one about business model you, like actually thinking about applying the business model to yourself and thinking about your strengths and all of that and how it fits in. And then I spend a lot of time also in the homes of customers, going deeper into reading about many things, because purpose when generally related to a goal can be great, and everybody's purpose is different. For me, it was around finding my purpose to enable the most social impact, and social impact could be about ending world hunger, ending global poverty. It could be about educating people, like it could be ending crime, it could be ending trafficking. So after spending a lot of time thinking, it really boiled down to two things for me, and the main one was about this realization that a lot of the issues exist because of lack of access to finances, right? Basically, poverty creates the environment where a lot of things happen, right? People fall into the wrong businesses, or they fall victim to payday lending. Like all of those things happen because of poverty, and poverty could be solved through two things. One is education. Like, can you help people be more educated, or give them the tools to either get an education to get a job, or get the skills to start a business, right? It could be that. And the second thing was really around financial services. And I reflected on now applying myself and say, well, can I do anything in education space? I realized not really. Given my background, financial services seemed like the natural next step, which is where I started honing into, okay, I think how can I leverage my strengths to really amplify financial services in a way that we can improve financial wellness for people. Yeah, I would love to say I can put a dent on global poverty, but that will need a lot more than me, a lot more people and organizations to do. But I can do my best. And once I realized that, then aligning my career to that has been much easier. Like you can apply the lens for every job you do and everything you do towards that. That's how I found. Now there are also different schools of thought. There's another school of thought that says, and Naval Ravikant also talked about this, which is, look, we're all blips in the universe, right? Even the biggest, most purposeful people from a century ago, we barely remember. So then are we tricking ourselves by saying, oh, we have a massive purpose and all of that? And I thought about that quite a bit too. And I realized that's fair, right? Yes, no matter what I do, after I die, maybe in 10 years, people will forget, or maybe they forget me the next day, but that's okay. Did I lead my life in a way that works for me by thinking about a purpose? And I settled, yeah, maybe purpose doesn't make a difference in the grand scheme of things, but it does make a difference for me and how I approach my life. It makes a difference in people around me and the people I impact. So I settled with, what? People can say whatever they want. For me, being purposeful is very important. And that's how I've been. There are a few myths, right? There's one is purpose is one, it'll never change. The second one is going to be, it's a big world-changing purpose. It doesn't have to be. Like all of these are myths. And actually there's an HBR book also, like Finding Your Purpose or Crafting Your Purpose, I think is the name of the book, that talks about that too. My purpose has evolved. The underlying ingredients haven't evolved, but it has evolved. Like, when I first defined or crafted my purpose, it was really about putting a dent on global poverty. As I grew in various ways, including my own experiences, I've also felt like, yeah, you can do that and I will continue on that path. But there are also these other things that show up, which is I actually want to make the whole product management practice more purposeful, right? As more and more product managers are purposeful, not in just their lives, but in their product management, the impact can be much more amplified, right? Tomorrow, let's say you're going to go work, for a company. The way you build product, if you think about customers and minimize minimizing harm and maximizing positive value for them, the impact you'll have on people's security and tracking and all of that's going to be great. It doesn't align to my original purpose of putting a dent on global poverty or improving people's financial wellness, but it is making a difference in a lot of people's lives. So for me now, the amplified purpose is how can I amplify impact through others, right? And because before it was just about me, now it was about how do you amplify your purpose or other people's purposes. So it definitely changed, and I anticipate this change to keep evolving over the years.